Good morning. Morning with Self, Waking Up with Master Shane. February 2nd, 2022. That's a lot of twos. So here we are. Where is here? Where are we in life? And we're moving. We're starting to build momentum as we have been building momentum. And this morning was interesting for me as some clarification has definitely come about. And we have to be careful of, yes, the energies that we are around. But ultimately, as an adult, we have to take care of our emotions. And so I'm really excited to be able to get the take care, understanding, teaching, and project really out in the world, because this has been something that has been brewing for some years. It's quite comprehensive. I don't know when it's going to come out. There are other things to come out before that, but this is a huge premise. This is a huge thing, and we're still going to get into it. Okay, so there are some things that we're going to get into right now. Number one, the understanding is that feeling good is our responsibility. Okay, as an adult, feeling good is our responsibility. Now, as a child, our responsibility is to be a child. We have different responsibilities, but as an adult, it's really our responsibility to take care of ourselves. And this is something very, very, very important for us so that we can become more self-reliant and independent, or as some would call interdependent, within inside of ourselves, so that we can be leaders in this world. Okay, this is what it's about. It's about becoming a leader. So yes, we are going to have leadership training. There's executive training. There's a lot of things that I want to develop inside myself first and foremost, develop myself into a professional, develop myself into my own executive, and to be able to share and to help other people realize the prevalence and the importance of these as self-development, as personal growth. Okay, that this isn't just something for the top 500 Fortune CEOs or large corporations of the world. Okay, they have developed certain methods and ideologies, beliefs, and things that help them to take care of themselves very, very quickly. So right, they've developed their processes, and there's things that they've had to develop inside themselves to get to a point so that they do not have to spend most of their day taking care of themselves, taking care of their family, and that they can devote a larger portion of their day to taking care of a large organization with many, many, many employees and staff. Okay, you get to that certain point where it's like, okay, like, you're able to take care of yourself in the first few hours of the day, which you're waking up at like 5 in the morning. So you take care of yourself before like most of the world really wakes up. And then you're able to take care of others. You're able to focus on others. And we have that part inside of us where we want to contribute. You know, we want others to like us. We want to be received by others. And first, we really have to understand taking care of oneself, taking care of one's emotions. This is a larger picture than what we have been taught. Okay, this isn't something that has been taught a lot in school or in education or growing up, at least for me, because it's something that I have sought for a very long time. And I had to go find that on my own. I had to go find teachers. I had to go find books. I had to go find certain things to help me. It wasn't just given to me. It wasn't just boom, right on my doorstep. Hey, here you go. Yes, there is a point to that when the universe does come to your doorstep. And that's the point in which I'm coming to now with inside myself. But it's also teaching that there's a point where we need to get outside of the house. We need to get outside of the door in which we have been put in which we have been staying in for most of our lives. So there's that part of growth. There's that part of coming out. And there's that part of going in and internalizing things as well, so that things come to you. Though there is effort needed. There is effort needed in creating persistence as well. This is what I'm learning right now, where we're building the show. We're building this daily service. And we're building it in a consistent manner so that we build that consistency. We build this frequency because there's much more to come. There's much more coming out of me into the world. And this is a premise. This is a free teaching. And we're getting into development, personal growth, personal development. Because it is important for us to take care of ourselves, to feel good, to start to bring forth mindfulness, more awareness when our energy is down, when we are dragging our feet in life, and to be careful with people who are around you who are dragging their feet in life, because this is a certain energy. This is a certain energy, and it's not just inclusive to each and every being. It's something that one vibrates. It's something that one radiates. So it influences the environment. So if we have a lot of depressive beings in a room, well, that room becomes depressing. And so there is a part of working on our energy, of taking care of ourselves. Like, this is part of the spiritual practice. And there are a lot of different studies that have shown that those who are building a spiritual practice, whatever that is to them, that their moods are much more refined, much more stable than those who just go along life following the herd, so to speak, and just doing what you think everybody else does. But everybody has a private life as well too. There's a public life and there's a private life. So we see what people do in the public life, but in the public world we don't see what people do in the private life. And that's where we can get nosy and all this stuff with other people, when the secret of life is minding your own business. Okay, that's the secret of life, of minding your own business. Because what goes around comes around. And so as you focus on yourself, because ultimately that's what we're here to do. Like, we need to grow. So we can grow authentically by focusing on our own growth and getting out of this whole competitive mindset that we were taught, because the reality is you cannot compare apples with oranges. You cannot compare one apple tree to another apple tree, really, because they're all unique trees. You judge it by its fruit. You don't judge it by its neighbor. You get it? You don't judge it by its seed. You judge it by what it bears, by what the result and what the effect is. So, what is the result? What is the effect? If you don't like it, that's okay. We can either change the seed, we can change how it's grown, we can change different things to see and how we can get a different result. And so, what are we getting in life? There are things that I'm not happy with getting in life that have been going on for this lifetime of mine. And I'm done with it, which is okay. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Is that I'm done. And that's the beginning point of change. When is enough enough? And there are a lot of things that I have realized. And I'm beginning to realize, and I'm still realizing. And there's this huge thing, okay, it's not for me to be affected by other people. My job is to allow other people to be themselves, and understanding that I can create my own ideal life. That I can be where I want to be in life. That I can be doing what I want to be doing in life. And this is what I want to be doing. Is I want to be teaching. Is I want to be sharing. Those who will receive me, receive me. I'm not worrying about those who don't receive me. I'm not worrying about those who try to take from me. I'm not worried about those who try to condemn me. Because you cannot condemn me. I do not accept that. I am a blessing, I am a miracle, and so are you. That is our true nature. That is who we truly are. And there's a lot of illusions that could make somebody see otherwise, that can make somebody feel otherwise. And I know through my experience that it's so quickly to shift our emotions, to quickly shift our perspective. And that's what it takes, is that transformational experience. So we have the weekend retreat coming up in a few days, starting Friday. It's a very, very amazing experience for people to start to embody that inside themselves, to get to an immersive training of really getting inside themselves. And this is what we're coming out right now, is the understanding of like meditation and really teaching meditation, because I am a meditation teacher. I'm a great meditation teacher. And there's a lot that I have learned through my experience of meditation. And it's very powerful to be able to be utilized in today's time, in today's world. It's something that has always been utilized. There are things for us to see. You know, one of the things that I'm always drawn back is what is life? What is life? One of the biggest questions that I have for other people, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to criticize you. But if you keep on walking into me, if you keep on wandering around like you don't know what's going on, well, I can still ask you where you're going, right? Like, where are you going? What is life to you? Okay? This is something that I've realized very deeply inside of myself as I have been studying, as I have been developing my spiritual practice and experience. That life is not what we think. But yet we are stuck in our thought, therefore we are stuck in life. And if that's what you want, that is fine. My job is to allow you to be. But as one who has vowed to not let others suffer, not to let myself suffer, because, hey, I release and I end all personal suffering now. I choose to let life live. I choose to end suffering. I am willing to look inside of myself and see that which is inside of me that has caused suffering inside of my life and others. But first, we have to realize when we are suffering. First, we have to realize when we are stuck in life. And this begins when we ask the question, what is life? What is life? What is life to you? We can get into the old age of who are you? But that has many different answers. That has many different layers. And that takes a journey of self-discovery to peel and reveal the layers to really get to the core essence of that answer. And that answer is not necessarily the answer in this world, in this life. So we're looking first for the understanding of this life. So what is this life to you? Is it just something to occupy yourself? Now, this is where we get into the energy healing. This is where we get into heal thyself. Because there has been a lot of perceived traumatic experiences through the generations, through the great sacrifices that have been made to bring us and put us here with this opportunity at hand. And so we have a great opportunity to go deeper into life. So this is not to put down, this is not a judgment, this is not to criticize in any way, because I allow you to be, I allow you to choose. My job as a teacher is to help one think, is to help others raise their consciousness as they wish, as they accept, as they receive, as I have been raising and will continue to raise my consciousness like never before, because this is what I choose. This is my destiny. This is what I am here to fulfill. This is what really makes me come alive. Because I don't want to be living like I've lived before. I want to live anew. I have things inside of me to come out, and it's time for them to come out, and they are coming out. And I'm getting stronger and stronger and wiser inside of myself. And I'm becoming more successful inside of myself as I'm really incorporating my lessons that I'm here to learn and starting to take necessary steps forward, which can seem daunting in different ways, right? But when we get to this certain clarity inside of ourselves where there is no doubt, where there is no second guessing, where you know this is the choice that I need to make and this is the choice that I do make. So there's a part of renewal. There is a renewal in life that brings forth youth. And through that renewal, we need to release things. We need to give things back to source. And life is an experience, yes. But life is not the same old thing. Life is not, oh, just another one of those days. If you are saying that, you are saying that you're stuck in life. Because life continually grows and develops. If it's not, it's decaying and going back to source so that it can be renewed again. Now, life can fight all it wants, but what is it fighting? And so here we are, morning with self, waking up with Master Shane. Because I am waking up, and you can wake up with or without Master Shane. There are no hard feelings at all. And I'm here to share and to teach and to learn and to grow and to blossom. Because we can blossom in life. We can become this attraction that others may not even realize why they are drawn to that. But there's a certain development of compassion, of loving kindness, of love that encompasses all, that we're all seeking, that we all yearn for inside of ourselves with or without realizing and knowing. Love is a very powerful force, and maybe it's the only true force outside of life in the universe. Now, maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree, but it's up to us to come in full agreement within ourselves. Because you can take, you can give back, you can receive, you can fight, but you're not fighting me, because I'm not here to fight. I surrender inside of myself. I'm here to grow as life. I'm here to develop and to blossom as life. And we're all here to help each other. And so I'm here to help others as I help myself. As I help myself take care and take care of my emotions. So that's where I'm at, is that I'm an energy management consultant. I'm a spiritual consultant that can help a lot. I'm an energy healer that can help a lot. But my job is not to take on others' emotions. As a healer, my job is to heal and to facilitate healing, sacred, safe space and time. It's not to take on others' emotions. And this is one reason why Take Care is such a great teaching that I'm very excited to work towards and to get out inside of the world. I don't know if it's going to be coming out this year. It'd be nice, but there's other things that need to come out this year. And building the momentum, that's part of what I'm learning right now. It's just so amazing for me of how quickly we can shift stuff, that it's not okay to be stuck in life. It's not okay to sit in a depressive, apathy type of energy. At least for me, those are not my standards anymore. My standard is to feel good. Like, that's my standard now. I expect that of myself. I don't expect that of other people. If you want to feel like crap, that's fine. Like, that's your choice. But please understand that you do not have to feel like crap. You can call Master Shane and schedule an appointment, and we will shift that within 15 minutes. You will feel better within 5 minutes. If you don't want to get on the phone, okay, we have email support, right? We have this whole thing of like, where we feel we need to tell others our story, but we're telling others our story already, right? Through our expressions. And so as we take care of ourselves, as we take care of our emotions, we're taking care of our story. We're taking responsibility for our story and healing the victim inside of ourselves. Because what is that understanding of that? Right? That's a feeling of being completely susceptible to the environment, the so-called environment. But we're not animals. Animals are completely susceptible to the environment. They cannot change the environment. They can migrate in different things, so they can get in different environments, and they all influence the environment in certain ways, but not nearly as the degree as a human being can. Like a human being has dominion over the earth because they can change the environment. It's not just changing the environment in which they are, in which they find themselves, but they can change the environment. So, human beings are not victims. This is the spiritual journey. This is the healing journey, as I say. Because from what I have understood and realized thus far, our healing, that is part of our healing journey. And our healing journey is that we find ourselves in a certain place in time, right? We deal ourselves different cards. It's like playing Madden with the 2-minute drill. Okay, we're down by 8. We got 2 minutes left, and we got to get 2 scores or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it and go to overtime. What are we going to do? It's go time. Right? It's a beautiful simulation. And so, it's training. It's training. And it's to give it our all. It's to give it everything that we have. And to build that confidence and to build that self-esteem that you're not a victim anymore. Okay? Because that's part of the healing journey. The healing journey, we find ourselves in certain situations, and especially even just as we are growing up, right? And then later on in our life as well too, where we need other people. So we don't have as much power and influence as we may have had. So it's very important to build your ideal environment and your ideal influence and relationships so that you are taken care of later in life. So that you share compassion and others receive that compassion and take care of you later on in life. Just like earlier on in life. But earlier on in life, we don't necessarily have a say once we get going in how the environment is managed. We have to be a victim in a way. And so we can bring on this victim mentality into adulthood. But that's where we start to develop our consciousness in our adolescent life, in our adolescent time as a human, and we start to think for ourselves. Now, this is where the rebellion and all that stuff goes, because then those, how well are we really conscious of our healing journey? And how well do we trust inside of ourselves? Because the lack of trust is going to create control issues. And that's something that we can talk about, We're not victims whole life. The part of it is, yes, we're more susceptible to our environment earlier on in life. And we're also more susceptible to our environment later on in life if we live through old age. So it's very important to be able to take advantage, to seize the opportunity in our prime time, so to speak, of building our ideal environment and becoming the ideal influence that we want to come back to us. It's about being the change that we wish to see in the world, because we're going to have to then experience that change for ourselves. And that's going to come back to us so that we can learn and we can really be conscious of what we really did. So raising our awareness, raising our consciousness is going to help us a lot in being more conscious creators in the moment, so that we don't have necessarily so many regrets and wishes of, I would have done that, I would have done that, I wish I would have done that differently. It's not about getting it perfect or anything like that, because we have to make a choice in the moment. So meditation is very powerful, and I teach meditation. I'm a good meditation teacher. And so getting out of this mentality, and that's a part of meditation, is finding that strength inside of yourself, and where you feel empowered within inside of you, regardless of external circumstances and appearances. Things happen. Yes, we go through things in life. And so the question is, how do we go through things in life? How do we break through things in life? That's where I'm at in my journey, is really breaking through in some things. So it takes consistency, it takes persistence, and just a relentlessness. So relentlessness, that's the type of persistence that I am incorporating and embodying, is the relentlessness. Can't stop, won't stop. All the way. All the way. All the way. You get to a point where there's no other choice. You realize that this is the choice that you already made. And so we're not here to necessarily make the choice. We're here to realize why we have made the choice that we have. And so we have a lot more power. We have a lot more influence inside of ourselves than what we may have been taught to think. And so it's important that we start to think for ourselves. And hey, Master Shane helps with that. So I can help you start to think for yourself. It's not easy, because you have to start developing new neurological pathways, and it takes energy. But that's the beauty when we take care of ourselves and we start to generate our energy and start to build our energy. Then the question is, well, what are you going to do with all that energy? What are you going to do with all that power? And that depends upon what is life. So what is life to you? Life to me is not just about Shane. It's much, much, much bigger than Shane, which allows Shane to make great sacrifices. So, Morning with Self, waking up with Master Shane. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning up. And here we are, February 2nd, 2022. Wrapping this up. Time to make the next step. Let's go. I love you beyond the physical. Contact me. We're working, we're getting things going, and we're just going to build, relentlessly, persistently. So I'm here for you. I love you, and take care now.